There you go, Kayla. Here's a small little video. It took me quite a minute to get her in there. But there's your sea versicolor. She's doing great. This is her special gift, Salmopoeus reduncus, Costa Rican orange mouth. I was super excited to do this. So you're going to have an enclosure in there and the whole kit for it and everything.
Hey everyone, Travis here with Pred Pro, and we're here today for a special video, guys. Mother Caitlin contacted me a few days ago. Her daughter's 13th birthday is on Friday, day after tomorrow, and her daughter has been wanting a tea for over a year and a half, studying, researching, and her mom decided it was finally time to spring the surprise on her for her birthday. So I was super excited. This is actually my very first shipment order. Packaging my first tea and all that. It was fun. It was interesting. I wasn't able to get it all on video, but we're actually going to run through everything, guys. So we're going to go, and this is the enclosure that she got. This one doesn't have the vet holes, but the other one does, and I'm going to show her how to set everything up, and then we're going to show her how to rehouse the teas, and then I almost forgot. I sent a gift. So her mother ordered the Caribbean Versicolor and the enclosure with kit, and then I know how excited I am about about any invertebrate, you know, and just the fact that it was this little girl's birthday. I had to do a little something extra. So we're going to talk about both species. We're going to do a care guide on Versicolor, care guide on Reduncus, and we're going to go through everything from the rehouse all the way down to how to put it all together. We're going to get a little creative with it too. So we've got the hot glue gun. We're going to use toothpicks if we have to. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to try not to edit this video, and we're just going to try and just run on through it, guys. So let's get these guys off the table. So first up, we're going to get our substrate in there, and I've already got a mix right here, and I set a mix to you, Caitlin. And it's a Reptisoil with sphagnum moss. Oh, and a good tip, guys, to get rid of static electricity. I didn't do it on this one, but go ahead and wash it. Just spray, take it to the sink, hit it with water. Yeah, that might be a little much, but I think that would be fine. We'll pack it down a little bit. Now, it used to be thought that Caribbean Versicolor needed high humidity, and that led to sudden avic death syndrome, SADS. But now, what we're going to do, we don't have to soak the entire thing. We don't have to soak the entire substrate floor. You drip it on the webs about once a week. I like to do it with slings. I do everything twice a week. If it's really extra warm and all that, then obviously you're gonna need to do it more often. Always keep the water dish full. Okay, so this is for Caribbean Versicolor. And the toothpicks, if you got them, Kaylin, I meant to give you wire. You don't have to do it this way. I just found it's cool to make little structures and all that. Let's say we want it to sit like that. So you can put a hole in there, show the toothpick in some. You can go deeper. Like I said, you're going to hit it with the hot glue anyway. So that's in there. Snip some more off. Turn that bad boy up. There we go. Now, stick it right in there. Now I gave you multiple keys. Pieces, Caitlin, so you could do this with. You can build it however you want. You can take a look at the pieces before you even start, get an idea. Pause the video right here. But if you want to make structures like this, you totally can. Completely up to you. I find some enjoyment in it. Let's see here. Okay, and just to attach this, so I gave you plenty of substrate, so you'd have extra, because you don't want, we don't want to see hot glue showing and all that. Okay, now careful not to burn yourself. And you just pack it in there. Get some more. Okay, now be gentle with it. Duh. Just try and follow what I say, not as I do. Okay. Same thing. pack it. There we go. See, and you can just keep going, guys. I mean, you can do anything you want. Make another something off. Make another something off there. But just for the video's sake, we're gonna keep moving. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this in here. Just like that. This is a carpenter's pencil. Okay, I just found it. I find it easier to pack the dirt down to use this. Get some more of that in there. And you will have little bits that come off like that. So I say take your time a little bit. I'm gonna have to speed through this just for the sake of the video. But now I gave you plenty of sticks also, and so like I said again, sky's the limit with how you want to arrange them. I also tried trimming everything up for you, so there wouldn't be anything sharp. Go ahead and double check. Try to make sure everything was smooth. Like here, like that nub sharp because their abdomen's essentially a water balloon. Okay, so if there's anything sharp in there, they potentially could fall on it. So sandpaper works too, but like I said, I clip. I'm pretty thorough, but like I said, double check. I'm not actually going to keep all this in here. I'm going to prep it for something, for another one, but just to show. So now right there, if that's what you want, Caitlin, again, you just go ahead and take your hot glue. Hit it. Take your dirt, your substrate. Now, sometimes usually I use cyanoacrylate super glue, but that will leave a residue. You could also use Gorilla Glue contact adhesive. There's some other epoxies out there, but I just found last week when I started doing it this way, it was just a lot easier, and it still came out awesome, and you don't have to worry about any chemicals or fumes, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, everything from here on out is just artistic freedom. We do want to be careful about distance from the top though, so they won't sit. You just play with it. But this species, I'd shown you the little video before, Caitlin, all the web tunnels that they'll do. So you have plenty of bigger branches. You should have medium and small. See, knowing that they web like they do, I want to try and give them like all these different little tunnels to go through. You can see like that. So you just keep building on that. So you can use the glue here and hit stuff, secure stuff down. You don't necessarily have to, because once they start webbing everything up, they're essentially going to tack it in for you. Now with this species in top opening enclosures, you might have an issue with them being up in the corners or up in the lip and all that, but you can alleviate that by just using LED light over the top, a bright light that'll force them down into the corkboard, force them to find a hiding spot. Especially as slings, they'll love on top opening enclosures to go all the way up there. Alright, so there you go, Caitlin. We're gonna move on from there. Let's take your time with that. Play with it. Substrate should be once they become an adult at about 3 to 4 inches. You're gonna want 2 to 4 inches of substrate. Right now, as a juvenile, you saw he was webbing up most of the enclosure. He's not going down deep, so 1 to 2 inches, completely fine. And these flip tight lids, guys, they lock. So it's a Felly flip tight. The food storage container. These things are awesome. All right, now we're going to move on to the Caribbean Universe Cutlery House, and we are going to talk about handling, which is a controversial topic. So for some people, they believe you should never handle your tarantulas. I am the believer of I get asked more and more often, is there a species I can handle? The answer is there are species you can handle. Should you handle every species? No. Especially old worlds, I will never advise doing that, and I won't do it myself. But with new worlds, Caribbean versicolor, avic, they're two great arboreal species. I love arboreal. It's where I started. So as spiderlings in the new world, they lack the urticating hairs. Salmopoeus reduncus, the one that I sent you. Most of the species in the Salmopoeus genus, they lack urticating hairs, so you don't even have to worry about that, which is super great. But they are a little more on the skittish side, and I don't recommend handling them once they hit juvenile size being 1.5 inches and above. You'll see when you go to rehouse him, he'll run around your hands. They're great jumpers. When I was trying to put him in his vial, he was super awesome. I'm talking too much here. I should be focusing. So it's really simple process. Always have a toothbrush, paintbrush. I like to do long handle for this. And don't be scared if they're doing the zoomies. So zoomies, when you touch the cup, they get used to being fed. They know they know that when they go and handle the cup, they're getting food and water. You don't go and mess with them any of the other time, really. And so I feel they come to anticipate it, and some of them get excited. You will see after they take a cricket or something like that, they do a little happy dance. You've seen them all over the internet. Yeah, you can see this one's already created that tunnel and stuff up there, so he's not going to be hiding in the substrate. And feel free, Caitlin, too. Okay, most people use the box. Okay, you get a bigger box like this, and you can go ahead and put this in there. You can do your rehouse inside the box if you're worried about him getting out, him or her. I always keep 2 catch cups on hand, one on each side of me. Because if he just all of a sudden if he does run away or does jump or something like that, all you do is just put the cup over the top, and you can get yourself a sheet of paper, slide it underneath. Don't be scared of him running on you or doing. They at this size, I really don't think there's much they can do besides shoot poop at you. And I had that happen once during the rehouse, not the rehouse, but getting him into the vial. But that was after I had stressed him out a little bit, but he never gave me a threat pose, never did anything. So you have a super great temperament on your tea there, I think. So like I said, I'm going to not do the bucket, just so I can show you everything. See? So usually, initially, they're not used to touching human skin, so they'll freak out. They might freak out a little bit at first, and you saw him zoom and everything. But this is where he's realizing I'm not going to hurt him. He can walk and do everything he wants to. This is how I got over my arachnophobia. I was so arachnophobic up until 2.5 years ago. Thank you, Tarantula Collective, Tom's Big Spiders, Tarantula Cat. Tarantulas are peaceful by nature. Far more peaceful than we are as a species. He doesn't want to leave. You are too cute, buddy. So this guy's a lot smaller than yours. There we go. Yeah, let's get back in there. Back in there. There. See? So we're gonna go down a little bit. We're put that lid on just for a sec. Okay, let's get some water here. We're gonna show you how to water. So there's no webbing right now. No big deal. Pick a corner that you're going to moisten once a week, or in this case, as spiderlings, I still like to do it twice a week, but it depends on the moisture of that area. Okay, you don't want to over flood it and get it super saturated. Humidity will kill these guys. It will cause sudden avic death syndrome. And you see it's chilling right here in the corner. So then go ahead and get it so that you have a flow like that. Whoa, buddies. We're getting the zoomies right now. It is a little stressful doing a rehouse and all that kind of thing. Don't expect them to eat right away. You can try, I would say try tomorrow, the day after. But if they don't take it, remove it. Always remove prey after 24 hours, or let's say if you're feeding at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, remove it the next morning. Okay, we're going to turn him like this. So he's right here in the lid. See, and edges like that, lips, corners, that's what they like to hide in. So I'm going to go ahead and moisten this corner here. That's the one I had originally intended to moisten. It has nothing in it. Okay. Oop. So you at least see it there. Okay, and like I said, there's green sphagnum moss in here. Yours has got the brown sphagnum moss. Here a little bit more, but they say if there was webs, now you would just go and you would start dripping like that. But we can go ahead and drip a little more of the in the substrate here around, because this substrate is completely dry. So we're not going to do a whole lot, but you can get a little bit more. You get the humidity in there a little bit, because in the islands where they come from, Martinique, they may live high up in the trees and there might be high humidity, but there's always a constant breeze going, an island breeze. So that ventilation with these guys, cross ventilation, is super important. And then that's it. So we just be careful when we go to put them back on. And now I said this one isn't the best design for them because of that lip up top. But you said by using an LED light, I like to use the grow lights. You find them at Walmart for super cheap, or Amazon. So you can see zooming around. Okay, just like that. And then as far as feeding goes, so I like to choose either Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday, something like that. And then I feed one appropriately sized cricket depending on the size of their abdomen. So if they're still looking plump from the time before, don't be afraid to go ahead and skip till the next feeding, because like I said, you're doing it about every 2 to 3 days. Keep the water dish full. Well, when they get older, when they reach juvenile, I would say add the water dish. As slings, all you're going to be doing is wetting that corner and then dripping, like we did. Okay, we just be careful not to keep the humidity high. Let it dry. Let that corner dry out. Drip on the webs, twice a week. The appropriate size cricket and then tong feeding with these guys can be important. As young slings like this, they can have a hard time finding prey because they don't like to leave their area, their little tunnels and stuff. So what you would do in that case is just take your tongs, because you got to be careful about this, because if they bite on here, they can break their teeth or break their fangs off. But I like to grab the cricket by the abdomen. So the legs, the front, the head, they can still all move, but I'm just holding on to the very back end of him. And then so I put that at the tunnel entrance and then let the cricket do the work. Super simple, easy from there. I suggest feeding them first before you water. Like I say, right now when this whole thing, I was worried about him zooming around and all that. If I was able to feed him first, he would have been occupied with that and most likely would not have been running around. But we're doing a rehouse, stressful time, so. Okay, let's move on to Psalmopoeus reduncus. We're going to show you how to set that one up too, which you have a pretty good idea already. So I sent you the enclosure as well. Okay, so add your dirt in there. I have two other Reduncus that belong actually to their brothers and sisters than the one you have now. So and they're all about the same size, all coming from the same egg sac, I believe. So again, you can use your hot glue. You make any designs you want. I think I gave you enough cork bark and everything. I'm just going to go ahead and lean a couple things. So I've seen what he's done on this one here, and this is why I'm kind of doing this. So that's the back side of his entrance. That's his main hole right there that he comes in and out of. And he's got a secondary. And so that, when you have that cricket, that's where you're going to go in. You're going to stay right at the mouth, and just let the cricket touch the webs. And essentially, it'll signal dinner time. And then go ahead and add your sticks. Like I said, you can use the hot glue, and you said just use your dirt and everything. I think I'm just going to be able to wedge these in here. So again, Salvoides reduncus is a arboreal species. It's called the Costa Rican orange mouth. It has orange chelicerae, orange hairs around its chelicerae. And its care is essentially, all slings are essentially the same care, guys. It's you feed twice a week, you water twice a week, and all that. You check up on them. To always do your research. There's always an exception to every rule. So I'm going to try and create, plenty of space for him to do tunnels. Give him plenty of anchor points. And if you have tongs and everything, you can use the tongs to, put stuff in there. If you need to dig down, you'll use your paintbrush if you got to dig a hole. Don't be afraid to wedge your cork bark in there a little bit, or dig down. Actually, I think that's pretty cool for what I want. So I gave you some leaves too, and all you're going to do is just crush them up in your hand. We're not going to throw the whole big leaf in there, but probably going to have to tear the vein out in the center, and it just gives it a little bit of realism. And that's why the sphagnum moss is in there too. It helps retain the humidity. Like I said, another species, we don't want it super moist all the time. We're going to treat it like Carabina versicolor. We're going to do that one corner, and then we're going to drip it on the webs. The substrate is dry right now, so we are going to give it an initial dampening. And again, if you find this species is hanging up here in the lip in the corner, and it's interfering, is it LED light? Since you have two, you can put them under the same light. I'm going to call it good there. And like I said, using your paintbrush and stuff too, you can move around. The leaves, if they didn't fall in the right place, essentially, this is what to move. This was supposed to be used to move our tea, but he or she came out so nicely. So now the same thing. If you want to use the box, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm only doing this. Most of the time, I use the box too, especially old world species. Only doing this right now like this so you can see. Yeah, if I'm not having to do a video, guys, I almost always have it in the box. It's just too hard to feel the camera angles and everything else. So our little guy is right there. And again, at this size, they cannot do anything. So they may run out, and it might give you a little, jolt in the beginning. You might, because it's going to feel like these itty bitty little legs. But if you don't want to handle them, you're just going to take your paintbrush, and he's sitting right there. And I'm just going to push down very gently. And there he goes. And he went right over the lip. See? That's a super easy rehouse. I wanted to hit it with water first, but he was great. So minimal stress felt by this tea. I already went and fed him the other day. He's still looking a little plump. Okay, you can leave. Go ahead and leave one corner completely dry. We're going to create microclimates and a microenvironment is what we're going for. That should be good. Okay, and on that, Caitlin, feeding, same thing. You can feed both your slings at the same time. It's the same process. Okay, Caitlin, Illiana, there you go. Your very first 2 slings. Please send me pictures. I can't wait to hear about the reaction, how everything goes. I just can't be, I am so incredibly excited for you, Illiana. Happy birthday. Happy 13th birthday. I hope you have an amazing day. Again, Caitlin, thank you so much. I really love getting this together for you. Really appreciate y'all. And everybody, please hit the like, subscribe, comment, and share button. This is a lot of fun. A couple care guides and birthday surprises. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all next time.